Never sing after midnight, the old man whispered, pressing the small wooden flute into Amara's trembling hands. No matter how much joy fills your heart, no matter who begs you to perform, after midnight, your voice must sleep. Before Amara could ask why, the old man dissolved into the evening mist like palm oil poured into water. Amara stood alone on the forest path, clutching the flute, her heart hammering against her ribs. She had known hunger all her life. She had known rejection. But magic? Magic was something her grandmother spoke of while stirring soup, not something that touched real people like her. But Amara's life had never been simple. She was born in the bustling town of Oboro, where the market never slept and traders came from 7 villages. Everyone knew her name, but no one knew her gift. Amara could not sing. Her voice was like grinding stones, like pots scraping iron, like dry leaves crushed underfoot. When she tried to hum, children covered their ears. When she attempted to join the women's chorus, the elders politely asked her to simply clap instead. In Oboro, where singing was woven into everything, farming, cooking, celebrating, mourning, a woman who could not sing was a woman half-formed. Like a bird born without wings, like rain that refused to fall. The young men courted the girls with honey voices, the ones whose songs could make yam grow sweeter, whose melodies could calm crying babies, whose harmonies could make even the ancestors smile from their graves. But Amara they avoided like a bad omen. Better to marry silence than marry that noise, they joked at the Palm Wine Bar. If her voice is this terrible, imagine what her cooking sounds like in the pot. They laughed. Amara heard everything. The town was small, and mockery traveled faster than good news. She accepted her fate quietly. She wove baskets that no one wanted to buy. She helped her aging mother sell groundnuts in the market. She danced in her room to songs only her heart could produce, moving to rhythms her broken voice could never release. But she refused to stop hoping. Somewhere, somehow, there would be a man who would love her not for what she could sing, but for who she was. Then came the harvest festival. Drums everywhere, dancing bodies, songs rising to the sky like prayers. The whole town gathered in the square, celebrating another year of full barns and fat goats. Amara stood at the edge, as always, not because she wanted to, but because no one invited her to join the circle. The singing competition began. One by one, the young women stepped forward, their voices flowing like honey, like water, like wind through bamboo. The crowd cheered, the judges nodded, the young men whistled and clapped. Then someone shouted from the crowd, "What about Amara? Let Amara sing." Laughter exploded, cruel laughter, mocking laughter. Yes, let us hear the voice that breaks pots. Amara, Amara, sing for us. Amara's face burned with shame. She turned to leave, tears already forming, but then a voice cut through the noise. Strong, calm, angry. Let her be. The crowd turned. It was Chidi, the blacksmith's son, tall, quiet, with arms thick from hammering iron, and eyes that saw more than most people. "She does not owe you entertainment," Chidi said, his voice steady as stone. The laughter died. The crowd shifted uncomfortably. Chidi walked straight to Amara, ignoring everyone else. "Come," he said gently. "Walk with me." And she did. They walked past the celebration, past the noise, past the judgment. They walked to the riverbank where the water whispered its own songs. "I do not need you to sing," Chidi said. "I need you to be honest. I need you to be kind. I need you to be real. The rest is just noise." Those words entered Amara's heart like rain after drought. From that night, everything changed. Chidi came to her home every evening, carrying small gifts. A carved comb, ripe mangoes, a bundle of firewood for her mother. They would sit outside under the fading light, talking about everything and nothing. He told her about his dreams of becoming the finest blacksmith in 3 villages. She told him about the baskets she wove, each pattern a prayer for a better tomorrow. He did not ask her to sing. He did not even mention it. He loved her, truly loved her, for the quiet strength she carried, for the gentleness in her spirit, for the way she saw beauty in broken things. When they married 6 months later, the town of Oboro nearly rioted with shock. How can someone like Chidi choose someone like her? What kind of spell did she cast? A woman who cannot sing should not be married. It is unnatural. But Chidi held her hand tighter whenever they passed the whisperers. And Amara smiled because for the first time in her life, she had something no one could steal. Love. 3 months into the marriage, something extraordinary happened. Chidi's blacksmithing business exploded. Farmers came from distant villages for his tools. Chiefs commissioned gates and weapons. His iron was said to be blessed, unbreakable, touched by something divine. Money flowed, respect followed. Chidi became the most successful blacksmith in the entire region. The town whispered again, but this time with envy. How did a simple blacksmith become this wealthy? There is something about that girl, something we do not see. They were right. Amara had been born with its secret gift, a blessing a grandmother whispered to her before dying. Any man who marries you for true love will prosper beyond measure. But if he marries you for any other reason, ruin will follow. Amara never spoke of it. She was not looking for wealth. She was looking for a heart that would choose her, and Chidi had. So the blessing bloomed. Life was beautiful, peaceful, full. Then came the storm. One night during the season of heavy rains, Amara woke to find Chidi gone. The door swung open, his tools scattered. No struggle, no cry, no trace, just emptiness. Some said armed robbers took him. Others claimed he ran away with his wealth. Some whispered darker things, spirits, revenge, jealousy turned to murder. But Amara refused to believe he was dead. Her heart felt him alive somewhere, lost but breathing. She waited. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and then the men came, not out of love, out of greed. The town had discovered her secret. Somehow, through loose tongues and drunken gossip, they learned. Marry Amara. Gain wealth beyond imagination. Suddenly, the same men who mocked her voice now lined up outside her home. Amara, I have always admired you. Amara, let me take care of you. Amara, give me a chance. I will treat you like a queen. She knew they were lying. Every single one. But loneliness is a slow poison. After years of waiting for Chidi, after years of silence and empty rooms, Amara's heart weakened. She married again. His name was Obinna, a trader who brought her gifts and smiled like sunrise. The moment they married, his trading business boomed. He became so wealthy that people called him Obinna the Golden. Then, just like that, he vanished, disappeared with a younger woman whose voice could make grown men weep. He left Amara with nothing but shame. The pattern repeated: marriage, wealth, betrayal, abandonment. One by one, they came. One by one, they prospered. One by one, they left. The town began to fear her. She is cursed. Every man she marries becomes rich, then disappears. Maybe she is a spirit wearing human skin. But still, the greedy came. They could not resist. Amara stopped believing in love, stopped believing in hope, stopped believing she deserved anything good. One night, when the moon barely showed its face, Amara walked into the forest ready to end her suffering. On the narrow path where spirits whispered, she met an old man with white hair like cotton and eyes that glowed with ancient knowing. "Child Ashashel," he said, "your voice has punished you long enough. Take this." He handed her a wooden flute, smooth as water, carved with symbols she did not recognize. Play this flute under the full moon tonight. When you do, your voice will transform. You will sing more beautifully than any woman in this land. Men will worship the sound. The world will bow before your music. Amara hesitated, but desperation is stronger than doubt. She took it. The old man leaned close, his breath cold as night air. But remember, never sing after midnight. No matter what, after midnight, your voice must sleep. Before Amara could ask what would happen if she broke the rule, the old man vanished like smoke swallowed by darkness. That night, under the full moon's gaze, Amara played the flute. The sound that came from her throat was not human. It was divine. It was rivers flowing, birds taking flight, stars being born. It was everything beautiful the world had ever known, poured into melody. When dawn came, Amara tested a new gift. She sang while fetching water. The women stopped and stared, mouths open. She hummed while walking to market. Men dropped their loads to follow the sound. By evening, the entire town knew. Amara, the woman whose voice once broke pots, now sang like an angel descended from heaven. The change was immediate. Suitors came in waves. Not for her blessing this time, but for her voice. They wanted to own it, possess it, keep it for themselves. Marry me and sing only for me. Marry me and I will make you famous across the land. Marry me and your voice will make us both immortal. Amara, tired of being alone, tired of silence, chose one. His name was Chidi, a wealthy palm wine seller with a smile that seemed genuine. I do not want your wealth, he said. I only want to wake every morning to your voice. That is all the riches I need. It sounded like love. It felt like love. So Amara agreed. The wedding was grand. The whole town attended. And when Amara sang at the ceremony, people wept openly. Even the trees seemed to lean closer to listen. For weeks, life was blissful. Chidi treated her well. He asked her to sing every evening, and she did gladly. Her voice filled their home with warmth and magic. Then came the night that changed everything. A wealthy chief from a neighboring town visited Oboro and heard rumors of Amara's voice. He came to Chidi's home just before midnight, carrying bags of gold. Let your wife sing for me, he demanded. Name your price. Chidi refused at first, but the chief kept adding gold. More and more, a fortune, wealth beyond imagination. Finally, greed cracked Chidi's resolve. Amara, he called, come sing for our guest. Just one song. Amara looked at the night sky. The moon hung heavy and full. It was 5 minutes to midnight. It is too late, she said. I cannot sing now. Just one song? Chidi pressed. Look at what he is offering. We will never walk again. Please. The chief smiled wickedly. Are you a wife or a prisoner? Sin woman? Something inside Amara snapped. The rejection. The greed. The endless cycle of men wanting her only for what she could give. Fine. She would sing. She opened her mouth. The melody that came out was more beautiful than anything she had ever produced. It was haunting, hypnotic, otherworldly. The chief swayed, mesmerized. Chidi closed his eyes, smiling at the fortune coming his way. Then midnight struck. Amara's voice did not stop, but it changed. The melody twisted into something dark. The beauty remained, but beneath it something hungry awoke, something ancient, something that fed on greed. The chief's smile froze. His body stiffened. His eyes widened in terror. Stop, he tried to whisper, but Amara's voice swallowed his words. Chidi opened his eyes. Amara, stop, stop. But she could not. The song had taken control. It poured out of her like water from a broken dam. Unstoppable, wild, alive. The chief collapsed first. His body crumpled like dry leaves. Then he began to fade. Literally fade. His flesh turned transparent. His bones became shadows. Within moments, he was gone. Completely. As if he had never existed. Even his gold vanished into dust. Kachi screamed and ran. Amara finally stopped singing. She fell to her knees, gasping, terrified. The old man's warning echoed in her mind. Never sing after midnight. Now she understood. After midnight, her voice did not just captivate. It consumed, it devoured, it erased. By morning, the story spread. The chief was missing. Some said he ran away in fear. But Kachi, mad with terror, told the truth. Her voice ate him. I watched him disappear. She is not human. She is a demon. The town turned against her. They came with torches, with stones, with fear-sharpened anger. Leave Oboro, you are cursed. Your voice brings death. Monster, witch. Amara ran. She grabbed nothing. She fled into the forest, tears blinding her path. For months she hid. She did not speak. She did not hum. She barely breathed. The flute she buried deep in the ground, terrified of what it had turned her into. Then one afternoon, while she bathed in a hidden stream, she heard a voice she thought she would never hear again. Amara. She turned, water dripping from her hair. It was Chidi, her first love, her true love, her husband who vanished into the storm. He was older now, scarred, thinner, but alive. I searched for you, he said, his voice breaking. I was captured by slave traders. I escaped only 2 months ago. I went home and they told me you were gone. They told me terrible things. Amara fell into his arms, sobbing. He held her like he used to. Strong, gentle, real. I do not care what they say. Chidi whispered. I do not care what happened. You are my wife. You are my heart. Come home. But Amara knew the truth. The curse was still inside her. If she went back, if anyone asked her to sing, the hunger would return. She could not risk destroying him. So that night, she returned to the forest, to the place where the old man first appeared. Please, she cried out to the darkness. Take back the gift. Take back the curse. My true love has returned. I do not want this voice if it means losing him. Silence. Then, slowly, the old man appeared from the shadows. You broke the rule, he said, not unkindly. I know. I am sorry. Please, take it back. The old man studied her for a long moment. Then he nodded. The voice was given to punish greed, to devour those who wanted to use you, own you, profit from you. But the one who truly loves you has returned. The curse has fulfilled its purpose. He reached out and touched her throat. Warmth spread through her body. Dig up the flute. Burn it at dawn. Your voice will return to what it was, and you will be free. Amara did exactly as he said. At dawn, she found the buried flute and threw it into a fire. The flames consumed it hungrily. The wood crackled, and with it, the magic dissolved. Her voice returned to what it had always been, rough, imperfect, ordinary. But when she sang now, it was the most beautiful sound in the world to Chidi, because it was hers, truly hers, no magic, no curse, just Amara. They rebuilt their life together, not in Oboro, but in a small village where no one knew their story. Chidi forged tools, Amara wove baskets. They were poor again, but they were together. And sometimes, in the evening, when the sky turned orange and the world grew quiet, Amara would hum softly. Chidi would smile and take her hand. That, he would say, is the most beautiful sound I have ever heard. And for the first time in her life, Amara believed him. They lived simply. They lived honestly. They lived happily. And Amara never sang after midnight again.